So the oldest known French film comedy ever, or in fact it could be the oldest film comedy in the history of the cinema, is a very short film that was made by the Lumière brothers, who are the French brothers who are known as the inventors of the cinematograph. And that short film is called L'arroseur arrosé. And so I challenge anyone to watch this film and to not laugh. It's impossible. Even like I have seen that film like hundreds of times. You know, it lasts for about 2 minutes, but every time you're gonna laugh. And so basically what it is you have this old man who is watering his plants in his garden. And so in the background, you see this teenager who's kind of coming like this, you know, like very slowly. And you just know what's going to happen. And so while the other guy is watering his plant, the younger guy, he comes and he put his foot on the hose. So of course what happened is that it stops the water. So the older guy is kind of looking at the hose like that, really surprised, you know. And of course, what does he do at some point? He looks at the hose. And that's the moment where the kid let the water go and he get all of the water into his face. And so every single time you can watch this film as many times as you want, it's always going to make you laugh. So that's how we will start off the seminar. I first became interested in this topic of French film comedies when I was back in France. This is where I grew up, in Marseille, in the southeast of France. And comedy has always been the most popular genre of film in France since cinema existed. And so when I was in France, you know, I always enjoyed it and always paid attention to it. But it's not until I came to the United States and started my graduate work that I became more and more interested in the topic. I think it has to do with living in usually when you live in a foreign country, you start paying closer attention to some elements of your own culture back home. And this is one of the elements that I started paying attention to, especially because a lot of my American classmates or colleagues always found surprising that comedy would be the most popular genre of film in France. And the other aspect that interested me and that I found curious from the start in the United States was that it's very often the case that the most popular French film comedies are remade by Hollywood, instead of just like producing and showing the French film with the English subtitles like they do, for instance, with dramatic films. For comedies, they rather buy the rights and remake the film with American actors and American settings. And that's something that I found very curious, but that also has a very important and deep reasons that have to do with culture and how people react to things such as humor and laughter. This seminar is really an overview of some of the most important French film comedies throughout history, from the beginning of cinema, the Lumière brothers, the whole way to the contemporary period. Students who are taking this seminar should be able to have a very broad understanding of some of the most popular French film comedies. For instance, some of the few classics that any French person has seen in their lifetime, either on television or at the movie theaters. And also the students who take the class should have a pretty good understanding about what makes the French laugh and why is it that they laugh at certain things when maybe Americans wouldn't. And why is it that to this day the French film comedies are still the most popular genre of any kind of film in France.